Good morning, friend. How you doing, baby? Good morning, baby girl. Happy Thursday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, good morning, sir. Go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya. Hit subscribe. Damn, quit playing with me, y'all. I've been on here long enough. I got so many videos, hundreds over hundreds of thousands. No, not thousands, just hundreds of enough to keep you occupied. Enough to where you can binge watch Coffee and Conversation and be thoroughly, good morning, sir, thoroughly entertained. I can guarantee you that. Video after video after video. And all you gotta do is subscribe to get it. You ain't gotta pay no fee. It don't cost you nothing. Damn, they ain't got no fresh milk. Now today, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if you wanna stay tuned or not, but it's all about me today. I'm gonna be real with you. It's all about mom. So I don't know, you probably already irritated that I come on every day. So to let you know that it's all about me right now, you might not want to listen to this one. So I'm gonna give you a few minutes to go on. I'm trying to see where to put y'all. They done dismantled my little tray that I normally have. So I'm trying to be creative. So y'all, lately we've been talking about the environment and the influences that you have around your baby, including family. Talk about family, your friends, your co-workers, and things that your baby can possibly pick up by being around these individuals. So you got to be real careful. Like, I ain't have a lot of people around my kids for real. My kids is really around family. And it was usually, supervised. They would get dropped off sometimes because my family, they're pretty cool. Yeah, my family pretty cool. I ain't worried too much about my kids picking up bad habits if they go over my family's house. I know they're going to be loved and cared for if they go over any of my family's house. So yeah, I never had them. You never want to put a child in an environment where they possibly feel like they not wanted or they not loved. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know family members that probably don't like your kid, you dropped them off over there, you know they probably over there pinching your baby, they talking bad to your baby, they being mean. Hey, Isaiah, they giving your baby the crumbs when they ask for chips. Like, you know how people could be. So why would you even take your baby over there like that and just leave them if you already know how them people is? You know they already don't like your baby. You don't have this side baby by this dude every time you drop them off over there and baby come back with pinch marks. You already know that girl ain't accepted that child. She be mean to that baby every chance she get. I'm telling you. So y'all, look, we've been talking about the environment. I'm gonna try to stick to the book that you have around them, family, friends. I said that. So we did this family model and we're breaking it down. So the first thing about it is, you guys, one parent had a concern and they brought it to the other parent and you guys had a discussion, and the concern was, if you go over grandma's house, you stay with the baby. Don't just drop the baby off over grandma's house. Okay, it's a lot going on at grandma's house. We broke down all the characters that's at grandma's house. Go back and watch those previous videos last couple days, I guess. So we broke down that. So you already know what type of environment this is for this baby, and you know what type of influence is about to be around this child if you just drop the baby off. So y'all had a discussion about that, and the solution was, when you leave, the baby leave. And that's what it is. That's how it's been. Nothing has changed with the child. The child ain't brought home no bad habits, even though they have been over grandma's house since y'all broke up. Everything is going fine. Why? Because y'all had a discussion. One parent had a concern, brought it to the other parent. Y'all worked it out, and y'all did what was best for the baby. Okay? Moving forward, every concern for a child should go like that. When y'all break up, and even when y'all together, y'all might be in the same household and one of y'all might be doing something that the other parent don't approve of. You have a discussion when it comes to that baby, because you want this baby to have a good life. You want this baby to have a better life than you. you want this baby to have all of that. So you don't want the baby to struggle in no kind of way for real. Not for real. Not when it can be avoided. And usually if both of y'all working together and stuff, it usually can be. You know what I'm saying? So getting back on task. So if a child is taking out your life, it got to be a reason. And it got to be either abuse or neglect. You can't just take a child out of a parent's life. You can't just take a parent out of a child's life. You know how many people out here really abusing their children and neglecting their kids, don't want kids, hate that they even have children? Come on, man. And then you got parents that love their kids, trying to be in their life. There's so many daddies that I know that's been trying to be daddies to their kids, and they ain't even have a daddy, and the mama won't let them see them because the child support probably stopped, or she can't have them no more, or she's still mad and scorned and bitter that it's not too many cases where the dad take the child out the mama's life. I haven't met too many women in these 4.5 years I've been going through what I've been going through. I haven't met too many women. I met 2 of them accidentally. They were calling for the youth program, and we got to talking, and I realized their situation. But 2 out of 4.5 years, it's not that. It's rare that a daddy does that, because most men know. Like my other baby daddy, rest his soul. I know I got a couple of them. My other baby daddy, I miss him. Yeah, he passed away a couple years ago, but I miss him because even though we didn't get along and we broke up, and he probably still don't like me to this day, and I know he don't because he did something on Facebook where he tagged the other baby daddy and they was talking about me, and I wasn't supposed to see it, but I saw it anyway. So it's all good. I still miss you, Kevin. Rest your soul. But he didn't give me no problems when it came to his daughter. He knew the importance that a role the mother plays in a child. He didn't mess with me. We ain't had no problems. He'd tell me if he had an issue or something, and we'd rectify it right then and there, everybody, and we keep it moving. That me and Kevin had no problems when it came to our child. That's the same one that when the ex-husband I'm going through this shit with, remember when he just left, didn't want to take the babies to school and stuff? I talked to Kevin. Me, Kevin, and his wife had a discussion about the baby needing to stay with them because her attendance was being affected because I couldn't get her to school. The ex-husband was supposed to still take her to school, but he would get mad because I'm ignoring him and not planning to his advances. We separated, move on, so he wouldn't come and get her and take her to school. So she was getting to school late, I was getting to work late. So we had a discussion, and we came up with, and this wasn't even in the script, y'all, I'm sorry. Yeah. With the baby staying with them Monday through Friday and stay with me on the weekends until I can get my schedule changed at work. And it worked out perfectly. They stayed right across the street from the school. She was able to still keep her attendance. I was able to go to work and get my schedule changed to where I can go in a little later. That way I can take her to school. That way we can eliminate him altogether. But if we would have had a safety plan, that would have been something that was discussed. Can you please take the baby to school until I can change my schedule? And as an ex-husband or an ex-wife, that's something that you should be able to oblige. That's something that you should be able to do, for the sake of the child. I'll take him to school. I can still take him to school, until this certain. Give him a deadline if you have to, but just out of common courtesy. That's one of them C's in co-parenting, out of common courtesy. Let's get back on task. So, if it's not abuse or neglect, it's neither, and you just taking a child out, it gotta be because y'all had a discussion about something, and y'all had a discussion more than once. So the discussion was, don't drop the baby off of a grandma's house unless you gonna be there. And you should oblige that. But let's just say you dropped the baby off anyway. Let's just say y'all discussed it, y'all decided this is what's gonna happen, and you still just start dropping the baby off. Let's say, let me get back on task. So yesterday I told you for the last, I'm gonna go up, which will result in child endangerment. By you knowing what's going on over grandma's house and you willingly just drop the child off, that's child endangerment. All the stuff you exposing the baby to, you exposing the baby to a drug dealer, you exposing the baby to a substance abuse user, you exposing the baby to somebody who's abusive when they have their mental breakdowns. You have somebody who's a pedophile. Remember Uncle Timmy that tickles the children and live in the basement? Yeah. And then you got an alcoholic, that cousin that just popped. So you don't expose your baby to all of this when you're not there to supervise this situation. Anything happen to that baby, it can fall under neglect. Because you knew what was going on at grandma's house. So yesterday I told you that for the last 4.5 years, I have not been a mother to my youngest daughter. And I don't even have a relationship with her. Fix it, Jesus. It's a tragedy. It's a crime. That's why we started Coffee and Conversation. Remember, we started with our board, and we're going to get back to our board. We got our suspects. We got people that's on the list that could have poisoned your baby by planting seeds, talking about you. And we broke it all down. For the last 4 years, we've been tearing apart different models. We've been talking about different things that you and your baby mama and baby mama can do so that y'all situation don't end up like mine. Yeah, that's a tragic situation. Yeah, to remove a child and there's no abuse or neglect. Yeah, so it got to be because y'all had a discussion about what's going on, and you keep dropping the baby off maybe, and you're not supposed to. So have no relationship with my child in the last 4.5 years. It's so hard to just, I can't. Every day, I still cry. Because I'm just a mother, just like you. Yeah. Just a mom, just like I know you couldn't fathom. You couldn't think of it. You and your baby daddy don't get along. It's fight on sight. Y'all cuss each other out. Y'all talk about each other's mamas. Every time y'all see each other in front of the children. But y'all still both are in that child's life. For whatever reason, this is how y'all decide to work it out. Y'all both are part of y'all child's life. I have not. Do you know how bad it hurt me not to be able to walk into her college dorm and decorate it? Not to be able to send care packages, not to be able to go see her while she's in school, not to be able to talk to her at night when she's struggling and going through something, not to be able to check in with her every day just to see how her day is going, just to help her digress, just to help her get through so that she doesn't have a heavy load on her shoulders. Fix it, Jesus. I'm just a mother just like you. Yeah. Let me see. I took her to school every day on time. She had perfect attendance awards. Yeah. Picked her up every day. I took her to practice every day. She had volleyball practice, she had basketball practice, she had cheerleading practice, and she had golf. So that means all year, I'm dropping off everyday practice somewhere for somebody. Because you got to keep in mind, both my daughters was in basketball, both of them was in volleyball, and then the baby was in cheer and golf. So yeah, that's the type of mom. So, you know, every day after school, I'm dropping and picking up. I'm a bus, I'm Lyft, I'm Uber. Yep, I did that. When my car was down, I got up every morning and walked them to school. We made a thing of it. We would stop if it was cold outside. We would stop at the gas station, get some hot chocolate, and we would walk to school, and I would walk home, and I would walk up there to pick them up, and I would walk home. And I did this for about a month and a half until I got my car back running. Yeah, I don't believe in children going to school, walking to school by themselves in the morning. Them little kids be walking, I'd be so nervous for them. Oh my goodness. When I used to walk them to school, they would try to gather and walk with me, and it would be so cool because at least I know they safe and while they walking with us, and it would be a thing because they would see their little friends. But yeah, I would take them to school every day. I don't like little kids walking by themselves. So I would walk to pick them up. I attended every basketball game. Sometimes 2 in one day because they both was playing. I attended all volleyball games. I attended all golf competitions. I don't even like golf. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. I attended all award ceremonies. And I cook every night. No matter what type of day I've had, no matter what's going on, I meal prep the night before. I cook every night. I'm just a mother just like you. Just a mother like you. I'm not trifling. I clean. I got a cleaning company. That speaks. Which this child helped me start, watched me start, and actually worked with me with. Like you see me and my kids on the videos at night with the blue shirts on. She was a part of that crew. Because remember, this is a family business that she was a part of. The youth program. Which she was a part of. She was a mentor, her and my other daughter. I had groomed them to be mentors in the program. So when we have our family meetings, they would speak on behalf of the children. And they would interpret what the children have to say to the parents. Yep, and they was able to check the parents somehow what. Yep, in the meetings if they said something that the kids felt like they shouldn't have done. I remember one time the baby checked somebody because they had been violating the child's diarrhea. Look at it, and the baby started asking them questions. And you got to answer them because they're part of the program. These mentors are here to help you. What we would do in the morning, I would have them listen to, because I had them sign a confidentiality agreement, and so I would have them listen to the recordings in the morning of the parents on the way to school of the problems that they're having with their children. And then after we get off the phone, I would try to get their sense of how they would handle that. If they were that child, what would they need? What would we do? That way we have a heads up before we walk into the family meeting. I took time to groom them for that. So they were mentors in the program. She watched me go from having one day nobody coming to the program to actually seeing me on TV on Channel 2, on Channel 4, whatever it casted me. And she saw that video. Hopefully she seen the interview with Amir Makelson. So that program she watched and was a part of a program that started off with no children to where now we're on TV. Fix it, Jesus. So by me having a youth program dealing with children with behavior issues, I get the opportunity to listen to these kids. So it helped me listen to my own children a little bit more. I'm still describing what type of mother I am because I'm just a mother just like you. Yeah, so I would listen to my children more. So I was a cool mom. I'm a fair mom. Yeah, I'm pretty on most days. I'm smart. That baby watched me walk across the stage to get my bachelor's degree. Yeah, she watched me go to school throughout the divorce and the separation and all that. And she watched me cross that stage with my bachelor's degree. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. I wrote a book. She watched me write a book. And she would ask me what I'm doing, Mommy. I'm writing my book. I'm writing a book, baby. I'm writing about this segment in my life, baby. I'm writing about that in my life, baby. I write a book, and then at the end of the day, we got a book. Dysfunctional Family Knot is a book. You can get it on Lulu Publishing, and you can get it off Amazon. Click the link on the thing, you can get it. Yeah. Hey, Miss Vicky. She watching me do that. Yeah. So hopefully she learned that it's possible. If she ever wanted to be an author, I don't know who else is an author in her family, but if she ever wanted to write a book, it's possible. Yep. I have something tangible, something that she can touch. Yep. An actual book that she saw me write and seen me go through the process of getting it edited and published and released, printed. Yeah. She sold some of them books too at her school. She also set up the appointment for me to meet with the social worker about my program, and she did that on her own. I ain't even have to ask her. The same child. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. She watched me fix stuff, and I was teaching her how to fix stuff. Can you imagine some little mini-me's running around here? Little girls just as fine as I am, out here working and doing stuff, working as hard as I'm working to earn their keep, independent, smart. Can you imagine that? Because I was grooming them in my likeness. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. The radio show. I done had that radio show almost 9 years now. They would come on the show. I bought a camera so they can learn how to work the camera, so they can take footage of behind the scenes of the camera, so they can be in front if they ever wanted to be a radio host. And they also, the next step was to put them in the back so they can learn how to engineer and how to work. This is what I was doing. I was grooming them to be like me. So being a part of a radio show, they was excited about that. Yeah. Even the book, I was trying to film the trailer. So since I ain't have a lot of money, I don't have a budget for that type of stuff, I was filming with that same little camera, video clips and stuff, and then I was going to take it to a professional like Jigsaw and have him hooked from Jacote Films and have him put it together in a trailer. We were in the process of filming that while she was with. Fix it, Jesus. So if she ever wanted to be a cameraman, if she ever wanted to be a producer, if she ever wanted to be a radio host, if she ever wanted to own her own station, fix it, Jesus. If she ever wanted to write a book, if she ever wanted to start a business, she in the right place, because I was teaching her all of that. That was my job. Why would a dad fight me so hard on this? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. So yesterday I told you that I don't even know what I did. I don't even know what I did that was so bad that she wouldn't want to be a part of my life, and he felt she was better off without me. I still don't know what I did. You have to know. They have to tell you. You just can't take a child away. Discussions have to be had. It should be a build-up. It should be, I brought a concern to you, we had a discussion, you not following through and honoring this decision that we both made, and now you can't see the baby. But it should be a build-up. Like, for instance, you dropped the baby off the first time without being there. After y'all discussed it, and after y'all decided that you was gonna be there with the baby wasn't just gonna be, but you leave the baby anyway. The first time you do it, the baby go back home to the mama or the daddy, because this can be either one of y'all families. The baby cussing. You don't cuss around the baby. You don't allow nobody to cuss around that baby. Where does baby get this cussing from? Over grandma's house. Why? Because ain't nobody over there to correct, because you just dropped the baby off. Let's say the second time you drop the baby off, the baby get burned by the auntie with the mental health issues. Fix it, Jesus. She thought your baby was trying to kill her, so she tried to kill it. Fix it, Jesus. Drop the baby off the third time, house gets shot up. They looking for the cousin that sell drugs. The baby almost got hit. The baby ain't coming back over here no more. Take me to court. Let them figure out visitation, supervise, whatever, because we talked about this. You did it anyway. Look what has happened. So yeah, every discussion, every issue you have, every concern you have with that child, and it is not to be discussed with the child. Obviously, they had concerns with me over the years. Obviously. But instead of discussing it with me, they discussed them with the child, and they made a pact together themselves. Because it shouldn't have been that easy for her to let go a mother that has done all these things and that do all of these things. I don't see too many kids throwing away a good mama. Yeah, I'm the type of mama that I wish I had. Fix it, Jesus. Love my mama to death for who she was. I do. But I want it to be a better version of that for my children. So I'm the type of mother that I wish I had. Yeah, my children, I was raising them to be better than me. Yeah. So to this day, I still don't know what I've done. Yeah. So that's it for Coffee and Conversation with your girl Shakenya. We break it down this family model. We're talking about the environment and the influences you have your child in, and we're gonna touch up on mine tomorrow. It's gonna be all about me part 2. Hey Sherlock, I'm out. Mwah.